In that moment, inside the house, Mrs. Lana was engrossed in watching a captivating foreign psychological movie on the TV screen. In those film scenes, there were moments that brought her to tears, but alongside them, there were also heart-stopping romantic scenes that made the viewer's heart stop beating. She felt as if she were standing on stage, her heart restless and agitated to the point of discomfort, as if all eyes were fixed on her. In that moment, Alex had just returned to the familiar house, not yet fully understanding what was happening, when he was pulled into the room by his grandmother's hand, and they walked together like companions. The scenes unfolded with an allure no less captivating than what we usually see on the small screen outside. Mrs. Lana, with her outstanding acting talent, has left everyone in awe. Her gestures, skillful and natural, never brought a sense of boredom to her fellow performers on stage. Welcome dear uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, and friends to today's story. Hello to all the esteemed ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and dear friends. Today, let's explore a new and exciting video together on our channel. Let's embark on this journey together. Today, we want to share with you a story full of emotion and captivating, a journey where every detail touches the heart. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Alex, living in the loving embrace of Mrs. Lana, the adoptive mother who had given her whole heart to him. Their relationship was not just that of mother and son, but also an emotional journey where family bonds were tested through the trials of life. The sweet and painful moments have etched deeply into their souls, creating a beautiful and meaningful story. In a colorful journey of emotions, the story guides the listeners through sweet peaks of love, surging worries, and even deep inner conflicts, making their hearts tremble and their minds ponder. Where will this emotional journey lead when unexpected challenges arise, like storms in a clear sky? Let's immerse ourselves in the story, where unexpected developments await and profound messages are woven through every small detail. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to you, those who have always stood by us throughout this journey. As soon as they stepped outside, the choked voice of Mrs. Lana echoed, like a heartfelt cry from the depths of her heart. Alex hurriedly ran inside, and right in the middle of the house, he saw Mrs. Lana, who was sitting with her face in her hands, tears streaming down her cheeks. Alex, with eyes full of worry, hurriedly asked Mrs. Lana, "Mom, is something wrong? Mom, is something wrong? Child, Mr. Tom has left Mom, leaving a sadness in the heart. Why is it like this, Mom? Perhaps Mr. Tom has heard about the relationship between the two of us, hasn't he?" Mrs. Lana shook her head, her eyes filled with sadness, and recounted, "No, my child, he left me to pursue another beautiful young woman." Alex let out a sigh of relief, as if everything on his mind had been lifted, no longer as burdensome as before. That boy hugged Mrs. Lana tightly, his voice warm like a promise. "Don't worry, Mom, I will always be here by your side. Don't worry, Mom, I will always be here by your side." Mrs. Lana rested her head on Alex's shoulder, tears streaming down her cheeks, lamenting why her mother's fate was so full of suffering. Alex gently patted Mrs. Lana's back, like a gentle breeze comforting amidst the stormy days. Then suddenly, Mrs. Lana asked, "How did you find out and rush back like this? Why did you rush back when you heard the news?" On a peaceful afternoon, Mrs. Sue, who lived next door, suddenly heard arguing sounds from the neighboring family. Feeling worried, she decided to call her child to share her concerns. In a fit of anxiety, she hurriedly drove home, as if time were rushing by. Mrs. Lana, like an understanding mother, suddenly realized something, and in that moment, she quickly wiped away the tears rolling down her cheeks. "Alex, stop shedding tears, Mother, don't cry anymore. Crying too much won't bring anything good, my child." Listening to Alex, Mrs. Lana couldn't hold back her pure laughter. "Oh my, today the boy has learned to flatter his mother." Alex's face, with a silly expression, looked up at the sky and began to mumble things no one could hear. Indeed, when tears fall abundantly, the eyes will become red and watery. And when we wipe away the tears with our hands, the makeup will gradually fade, won't it, Mom? Mrs. Lana, a lover of beauty, suddenly changed her mood upon hearing Alex say that. Even though her husband has passed away, she still has Alex by her side, always ready to be there, like a light in the dark days. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Alex, a small orphaned soul, without parents by his side. He had to rely on the caring hands of his grandmother, who had lived many years and carried countless memories within her. Alex's life is intertwined with his grandmother's stories, lessons of love and resilience. In a small house, where life is still full of hardships, there is a poor child, carrying a deep longing for care and love. Pitying the circumstances of the cousin from the same hometown, one cannot help but feel sorrow when thinking of the hardships it has to endure. In a small village, there was a woman named Mrs. Lana, who had gone through many ups and downs in life. She could no longer bear children and had only one daughter. In her search for joy and hope, she decided to bring Alex home to raise him, as a gift from fate, to fill the void in her heart. Since Alex returned, the house suddenly filled with laughter and joy. Mr. Tom and Mrs. Lana, with their open hearts, have devoted all their love to Alex, considering him an indispensable part of their family. In Alex's heart, a flame of gratitude always burns brightly. He understands that the parents who raised him have devoted all their love and effort. Therefore, Alex is determined to study hard, hoping that one day not far away, he will be able to repay them for everything they have given him, with all his sincere heart. At this time, when Alex has turned 20, that young man has become a tall, handsome youth and is currently in his second year at university. Once upon a time, there was a story between Mrs. Lana and Alex, when Mr. Tom often was absent from home, leaving Mrs. Lana alone, while he was busy pursuing other beautiful women. Mrs. Lana sat quietly in the desolate house, loneliness haunting her like a ghost, and her heart was empty, with no one by her side. On a fateful night, Mrs. Lana held Alex's hand, guiding the young man into life, transforming him into a man at just 19 years old. From that moment, Alex lost himself in the loving embrace of the very foster mother he once respected. Alex gently led Mrs. Lana to the chair, then kindly poured her a glass of clear water. Mrs. Lana felt a surge of joy in her heart with Alex by her side, like the warm sunlight dispelling the gloomy clouds. She hugged Alex tightly, her eyes filled with love, and gently said, "I'm fine, my child. With you by my side, I feel very happy. It seems your message is empty. Could you please provide the text you'd like me to translate?" And from that moment, Alex grew into a pillar of the family, with a heart full of care and concern for his adoptive mother, when there was no one else to share with. And from that moment, the bond between Alex and his adoptive mother gradually became closer than ever. They freely grew closer to each other, without worrying about scrutinizing gazes or external troubles. On a quiet evening, Alex decided to move and sleep next to his foster mother. The two of them were like a couple, merging into each other, together satisfying the deep desires within their hearts. The youthful vigor filled with life captivated Mrs. Lana, while Alex's rich experience and boldness led him into a mesmerizing, mystical world. After the whirlwind, Mrs. Lana did not hesitate at all, whispering as if it were the first time she had experienced such a thing. "Alex, I really like it, I've never experienced such a wonderful feeling before." Alex gently smiled, "And so did you, Mom, how wonderful it is." And from that moment, Alex became the little lover in the heart of his adoptive mother. In the following months, their lives were filled with joy. During the day, they were busy with work and studies, but when night fell, they sought each other out, like enamored couples, eagerly exploring new and unseen things. Mrs. Lana lived in complete joy, beside her little lover, like a beautiful story amidst the mundane. On quiet nights, she often woke up, her heart full of anxiety, wondering if everything around her was real or just dreams mingled with the sound of falling rain. In those moments, she would often hold Alex tightly in her arms, her eyes filled with worry, and ask, "Alex, you will never leave me, right?" "Oh, Mom, no way. With your open heart and kindness towards Alex, Alex will always be by your side, like a shadow to a figure, never apart. Remember your promise, Alex, don't let it drift away like a passing breeze, or your mother will be very sad." Alex broke into a radiant smile, then opened his arms wide to embrace his adoptive mother tightly, as if he were fulfilling a sacred promise of a true man to the woman he loved. In the bustling atmosphere of Friday, Emily picked up the phone and called her mother, informing her that she would be coming home to visit her this weekend. Emily, Mrs. Lana's only daughter, is currently immersing herself in the bustling life of Saigon. Hearing the news about the unfortunate events that had happened to her family, she felt a sense of unease, hurriedly arranging her work to return to her mother, where there were warm memories and boundless love. And so, fate brought Alex back to Emily, like a reunion full of surprises and emotions. Emily, with over 100 years of life, is a tall, beautiful, and talented girl, making many young men fall head over heels for her. However, in the busy days of her career, she still hasn't had the chance to meet a boy to share the sweet moments of life. In the car, Emily sat with a worried expression, turned to her mother, and asked, "Mom, how do you feel? Mom, how are you feeling?" Alex broke into a radiant smile, his eyes sparkling, and gently replied, "Mom is still healthy, sister, there's nothing to worry about." Alex smiled brightly, his eyes sparkling, and gently replied, "Mom is still healthy, sister, there's nothing to worry about. I speak from the heart, when you return home, you will realize that. It's really a wonderful thing, but I only worry about Mom, fearing that the sadness will make her depressed." Her radiant eyes and bright smile were like a magic potion, making Emily feel much lighter at heart. When the car just stopped in front of the house, Emily rushed inside like a gust of wind, her heart full of eagerness to find her mother's figure. Seeing her mother radiant as she stepped out of the kitchen, she ran over, hugged her tightly, and asked with concern, "Are you well, Mom?" Mrs. Lana gently patted her daughter's back, with a warm tone, "I'm fine, my dear. Look at me, still cheerful and optimistic as always. Look at Mom, still cheerful and optimistic as usual." Emily couldn't believe what she was seeing. Emily couldn't believe what she was seeing. Mom was not only no longer sad like before, but also radiated with youthful beauty, rosy skin, and a face as bright as the morning sun. She smiled, her eyes filled with worry as she looked at her mother, and gently said, "The fact that you're okay is the happiest thing for me, but I still can't help but worry, Mom. Mom, as long as you're okay, that's what makes me happiest, but I still can't help but worry, Mom." "Yes, I'm still fine, my dear. Yes, Mom is still healthy, dear. You must be tired after the long trip, right? Please come in, wash your face and nose comfortably." Then Grandma nodded and reminded Alex to bring the things inside. Today, in the warm atmosphere of the family, the three of them gathered around the dining table, with laughter and chatter filling the air, creating truly joyful and happy moments. Emily sat beside her mother and Alex, starting to share interesting stories about work and life in the South. The memories, the experiences, all unfolded like a vivid painting through her every story. Amidst the sounds of everyday life, Mrs. Lana subtly sent out a mysterious signal, like a twinkling light in the dark night, for Alex to know that tonight, he would have to wait for her appearance. On a peaceful evening, Emily, the sweet little girl, begged to sleep beside her mother, preventing Alex from having a moment of closeness with Mrs. Lana. Alex tossed and turned, restless, because in recent nights, he had always been beside her. Just missing a warm night beside Mrs. Lana, Alex already felt restless, finding it hard to close his eyes. Mrs. Lana lay beside her daughter, her heart filled with thoughts about Alex. Many times she reminded her daughter to sleep early so they could visit Alex, but Emily would hug her mother tightly, recounting all sorts of stories, from one thing to another, making time pass by quickly. Until after midnight, Emily finally left the festivities, as if fatigue had pulled her into the embrace of sleep. Just a little while later, her eyes closed, and no matter how much you called her name, they wouldn't open again. Mrs. Lana, with courage, decided to leave her room, stepping lightly towards Alex's door, as if preparing for an unexpected adventure. Alex had not yet fallen asleep, his heart full of anticipation as he waited for Mrs. Lana. When the door opened, the sight of her stepping in filled Alex with joy like a gushing spring, and immediately, he rushed out to embrace her in boundless happiness. In a moment, the disturbance from others ignited a flame of excitement within them, as if waves of anticipation were surging in their hearts. They rushed into each other like moths to a flame, as if they had been apart for a long time. And so, everything happened as if it had been predetermined in an unchangeable trajectory. The next morning, as the gentle rays of sunlight stretched through the window, Alex slowly opened his eyes, but beside him, Mrs. Lana was no longer present. Alex smiled to himself, his heart filled with joyful memories from the recent days. He delightedly wrapped himself in the blanket, rolling over and over like a young child, innocent and full of life. When the clock struck 7, Alex stepped outside and caught sight of Emily preparing breakfast. The scene was truly peaceful and warm. Emily invited Alex to enjoy breakfast together, and then the two sisters would head to a cafe. On a beautiful day, when the bright sunlight shone down, Alex received an invitation to hang out. He nodded, a smile spreading across his face, and exclaimed, "Okay, sister." And then, in a fleeting moment, Alex sat down to enjoy his breakfast. Not long after, the two sisters went out to the cafe together, watching the bustling crowd pass by on the busy street. Suddenly, Emily turned to Alex and asked, "Hey, have you got a girlfriend yet? Hey, have you got a boyfriend yet?" Sister Emily, with a surprising question, put Alex in a difficult situation, not knowing how to respond. Alex pondered for a moment, then gently asked, "I haven't, have I, sister? Have you never?" At this age, if you have never won the heart of a girl, it is truly something worth pondering. Have you ever heard about the flavor of women? Alex gently scratched his head, his eyes sparkling, and replied, "No, I haven't." "So, do you want to embark on this adventure?" Alex, with a stammering voice, asked back, what do you mean by that?" "Yes, what do you mean by that, sister?" Alex stammered. Emily smiled, her eyes sparkling, and gently said, "Well, just focus on studying well, young man." Emily smiled, her eyes sparkling, and gently said, "All right, just focus on studying well, my dear." Alex smiled faintly, turned his face away, and quickly shifted the conversation to another topic. Every day she returns, everything seems to brighten up, as if sunlight has just filtered through the lush green canopy. Old memories come rushing back, bringing with them the flavors of days gone by. On Sunday, she has to set off to fly back there once again. Oh, time flies so quickly, why not take a few days off to be with Mom and together dispel the sadness? I also long for it, but in recent days, work has piled up like a mountain, and the boss is not easily agreeable to let me take a break. Hearing that, Alex smiled slightly, as if an interesting secret had just been revealed to him alone. Oh dear, just 2 days of rest, how can I possibly endure this? The meeting of the two sisters ended when Emily had a reunion with her old school friends, bringing back memories and old stories. And so, Alex once again took the wheel alone, driving the car home in the shimmering sunset. In that moment, in the cozy house, Mrs. Lana was sitting in front of the TV screen, immersed in a captivating foreign psychological film. In those film scenes, there were moments that made her unable to hold back her tears, but there were also many heart-stopping emotional scenes that made her heart tremble intensely. She felt as if she were stepping into a play, where all eyes were fixed on her, causing her heart to stir, restless and unable to find peace. And just at that moment, Alex had just set foot in his own house. And so, in the confusion of not fully understanding everything, Alex was pulled by the hand into the room by the lady, and together they stepped into a new, mysterious world. The film scenes appeared vivid and captivating, no less than what the small screen offers. Mrs. Lana, with her talent and skill, shone on stage, making those around her admire her. She is not just an actress, but a true artist, surpassing even her colleagues. Those skillful actions do not bring any sense of boredom to the companions. In his first step into the world of acting, Alex displayed enthusiasm and boundless energy in this special scene. When everything was finished, Alex felt exhausted, his body drenched in sweat, as if he had gone through a long and challenging journey. Alex asked, "My dear, how wonderful it is." Alex said something, "My love, are you sure you didn't misunderstand? Then who told you that you are his lover?" Mrs. Lana listened to the call that rang out, and in her heart, an indescribable joy surged. You must feel that it's really wonderful, right? Those who are obedient will receive many more good things in this life. Alex couldn't help but be amazed by a woman who had entered her 60s, yet her health remained as resilient as ever. She, like a hero in a story, can work tirelessly without a hint of fatigue. As the days went by, when everything seemed to repeat itself regularly, one thing was certain: the first love would be Alex, not Mrs. Lana. The next morning, at the bustling airport, Emily had to say goodbye to her mother and younger sibling before stepping into the new world inside. Before takeoff, anxiety surged within me, knowing that my mother would have to endure an allergic reaction without me by her side to care for her. At that moment, I could only stand from afar, my heart full of worry. The mother at home, please remember to take care of your health. Mrs. Lana hugged her child tightly, tears streaming down her cheeks. Mother understood, everything was clear now. Rest assured, Alex will be at home with his mother, where love always awaits. Then Emily turned to Alex, her eyes full of hope, and gently said, "Please help me take care of Mom. Please help me take care of Mom. You can focus entirely on your work, I'll take care of everything at home. Sister, please focus all your mind on work, everything at home is already taken care of by me." When Emily left, life seemed to return to its familiar, peaceful rhythm as before, for Mrs. Lana and Alex. Today, in the classroom, Alex sat there, but the lines of text were like fleeting breezes, with not a single word sticking in his mind. In the classroom, the teacher was engrossed in lecturing, but Alex's mind wandered, lost in thoughts about Mrs. Lana. And then, amidst the stillness, the sound of a notification chimed, like a message from the outside world, signaling that a message had arrived on the phone. Alex quickly pulled his phone out of his pocket, his eyes glued to the screen when he saw the familiar name appear, accompanied by the small, cute text, "Baby." Alex smiled softly, his eyes sparkling as he opened the message. In it, a simple yet warm message: "This afternoon, he will come home early so we can enjoy a meal together. Remember, don't stop anywhere, because there are guests waiting at home. Please read this message to the end." Alex quickly typed OK, sent it to Mrs. Lana's phone number, and hurriedly packed his books into his bag. He sat waiting, his heart full of excitement until the school bell rang, signaling the moment to go home. When the car stopped in front of the house, Alex saw a woman, probably around the same age as his foster mother, sitting in the living room and chatting intimately. Alex gently greeted, softly saying, "Yes, I greet you, ma'am. Chow chow koe." Mrs. Lana, with her warm smile, quickly introduced Alex, the boy she had adopted, as an indispensable part of her life story. "And here is Aunt Hannah, my mother's close friend. She has just returned from her hometown, bringing along stories and memories, to visit my mother and spend a few joyful days with us." Alex looked up at Ms. Hannah and smiled back subtly. Ms. Hannah, with a confident demeanor, exclaimed that Mrs. Lana's son was truly very handsome. "Yes, I would like to express my gratitude to you. What a handsome and charming young man, I wonder if anyone has captured his heart yet." Mrs. Lana heard that and immediately spoke up in defense: "He's still young, busy with his studies, so he can't think about love yet." Ms. Hannah suddenly followed Alex with her gaze, her eyes full of contemplation. Then she nodded, as if she had found a wise decision. "Yeah, first focus on your studies, then think about relationships." Mrs. Lana gently reminded, "Alex, since you're home, go upstairs to change your clothes, then quickly come down to eat." "Alex, when you get home, go upstairs to change your clothes, then quickly come down to eat," Mrs. Lana gently reminded. Alex, with a soft yes, hurriedly ran upstairs, leaving Ms. Hannah standing there, her gaze following him with endless praise. Alex, with a gentle yes, hurriedly ran up to his room, leaving Ms. Hannah standing there, her eyes following him and her praises never ceasing. Throughout that afternoon, Ms. Hannah was engrossed in conversation with Mrs. Lana, leaving Alex with no moment to get close to his foster mother. He kept pacing back and forth, but his eyes never left the two people who were talking. Finally, he decided to sit down, relax his body, and listen to the surrounding sounds. In the late hours of the afternoon, Mrs. Lana left the house, heading towards the market to find fresh and delicious food. Ms. Hannah, alone in the quiet space, sat back, listening to every small sound around her. Ms. Hannah saw Alex sitting quietly in the garden, his mind seemingly drifting into distant thoughts, so she approached him to chat. It's surprising how these two people found such harmony with each other. In that conversation, joy spread between the two of them, each gesture, each action seemed to carry a magical secret, making the moment truly special. When Miss Hannah's gaze met Alex's, something magical seemed to spark, making everything around them suddenly come to life like never before. At 5 p.m., when I returned from the market, the atmosphere in the house became silent, desolate, with no one around. Mrs. Lana gently pressed the number to call Alex, but suddenly heard the phone ringing from the direction of the living room. It's strange that when he doesn't answer the phone, she can't figure out where he has gone, while it's already time to cook. It feels like something mysterious is happening, making her unable to stop worrying. Mrs. Lana quickly walked upstairs, her heart full of worry. As soon as she set foot at the end of the corridor, she heard faint sounds, like the whispers of birds and mice in that room. Although she had not yet set foot in that space, Mrs. Lana understood everything that was happening inside, as if there were an invisible thread connecting her to the secrets waiting to be uncovered. She stood silently, her heart heavy as she watched the events unfolding with her close friend and her beloved little son. She understood that if she entered this battle, she would have to sacrifice both her friendship and her love for the child she cherished the most. And deep in her soul, the thing she worried about the most was having to part with Alex, the one she loved the most. In that moment, who will be the one to bring us what we have been lacking? She thought so, then turned her back, walked downstairs, her heart filled with the deceptions life had brought. What a story full of twists and turns, with unexpected bends and unpredictable events. She sat quietly, her mind overflowing with memories of the beautiful love between her and her adopted child, like pages of an emotional book waiting to be opened. She is standing at a crossroads, where heart and mind are in conflict. Should she continue this journey of love, or is it time to let go? A difficult decision, but also a meaningful one, awaits her ahead. Dear esteemed audience and dear friends, our short story now comes to a close, like a leaf gently falling to the ground, marking a new chapter in our journey. We wish you moments full of emotion and reflection as you listen to this story. Let's share your feelings and stories together. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below the video, so we can exchange and explore more together. Remember that, on this journey, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel will help you not miss out on the new stories waiting for you. Don't forget to turn on notifications to always stay updated. Sincerely thank you and hope to see you soon in our next stories.